Hi, Boo. Welcome to another live episode of Confident AF Live. I'm your host, Brandon Foster from BrandonRFoster.com, here to encourage you and inspire you to believe new levels of things you've never believed before so you can be confident AF inside of your business. Today, I want to talk about 5 things that cut off blessings inside of your business, that cut off favor, goodness. Really, we're talking about things that will cut off the flow of love because it doesn't really matter what your theology is. I'm very much a faith-based person. I just want to be really clear that clients and sales are results of love and service. That's it. We're going to keep it really simple today. And so everything you do inside of your business has a practical component, which is what you literally do, what you literally say, how you literally market, what your emails say, your literal pricing. Everything in business has that component. And everything in your business has an energetic component attached to those pieces, which can either be joy, service, gratitude, or it can be bitterness, angerness, resentment, disappointment, frustration. And whenever you create from those emotional lenses with that energy, whatever you create from, you get more of. And so today I want to shed some light on some easy changes you can make from an emotional and energetic perspective inside of your business that will not only amplify the things that you're already doing in terms of marketing and emails and social media posting and client service, but when you implement these energetic changes and you're aware of these and you're aware of these energies, you are going to restore the flow of love in so many pieces of your business. And when you restore that flow of love in so many pieces of your business, you're going to see an increase in client satisfaction, referrals, gratitude, sales, leads, like all the things. Because when love is flowing through, goodness flows after it. And all those things, being blessed in your business is a sign of goodness. It all comes from your creator. So there are 5 of these that I want to talk about that will cut off blessings inside of your business. So the first one is unforgiveness. And this is a very interesting component because one of the most listened podcast episodes ever, believe it or not, is the power of forgiveness in your business. So I talk about this in an entire podcast episode. I'm going to re-highlight it here. For those of you who are faith-based, there is a couple of different Bible verses, and I don't know the exact passages because I'm not a biblical scholar, so y'all can look these up. You can Google them, whatever. But there's 2 Bible verses that stick out in my head. One is that, and I will talk about if you're not faith-based too, so just hang tight. But if you are faith-based, one is that when you forgive others, God forgives you. The other one is that if you harbor bitterness, anger, resentment, and unforgiveness in your heart, your prayers won't be answered. So those are 2 like really powerful biblical verses about why it's important to forgive other people in your life and in your business, period. And also, just to be clear, these verses don't say like that God, the universe, doesn't look at your personal life separately from your business. So if you're harboring unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, resentment toward anybody in your personal life, or if it's in your business life, it doesn't matter whoever it is. You got to forgive all the people in all the places. So that's the biblical component. The non-biblical component would just be the law of one, which is that we're all connected. So when you are not forgiving other people, you are cutting off yourself from forgiveness. And if you're not forgiving, that means that you're judging somebody for their action, behavior, what happens. And judgment is a separation of love. So forgiveness is acceptance. So there you go. And that brings me to number 2. So number 2 is judgment. Judgment is so sneaky inside of our businesses. It is so sneaky. And the more I'm aware of judgment, the more I realize that working on my own self-judgments of other people and myself is, I'm not going to say it's a never ending process because like everything gets easier, it gets better. It's just, wow, it's like we can judge people so quickly. We can turn to judgment so quickly because we judge ourselves because why do we judge ourselves? I've never really answered this question. Why do we judge ourselves? We judge ourselves to because we've been taught. This is horrible, y'all. We judge ourselves because we've been taught to judge ourselves. We've been taught how to judge ourselves because of other people's judgments. And we judge other people because of our own self-judgments to make ourselves feel better about ourselves. It's a horrible cycle, y'all. It's a horrible, evil, vicious cycle because we judge other people because of our own insecurities so that we can feel better about not having what they have, which also comes from jealousy, or not having the clients, not having the love life, or not having the car, the house, or the bank account. We judge them so that we can feel better, but then we feel worse because we basically are judging ourselves for not having those pieces, and we make it mean something about our value as a business person or our value as a person in general, or as if we are successful or not successful, we are loved, we're not loved, we are worthy, we're not worthy, blah, 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 blah. It just goes down a rabbit hole from there. So yes, judgment stops the flow of love, and judgment stops the flow of blessings and harmony and all the pieces. And how do we let go of judgment? We forgive the judgments. We forgive the jealousy. We forgive the self-judgments. We forgive, making it mean anything that the person has those pieces. Because here's the other piece is we look at what other people have, their success, their clients, their sales, whatever it is, and we think that God is withholding from us. We think that the universe is out to get us or hates us or is not supporting us. That just feels terrible in every single way, shape, and form. And I would strongly encourage you to do forgiveness work on all those pieces as quickly as you can, because that is not a place you want to stay. It's very destructive to your business, very destructive to every piece of your personal life as well. The third thing that will cut off blessings is low faith, which goes back to the whole idea of like, you have not because you ask not, you know? And the first time that I was challenged with this idea was by Steve Harvey, who said, why are you asking God to fix your broken down car instead of asking God for a new car? And that's really, really powerful. It's really, really powerful. If you think about, I remember when I many, many years ago was finally like, this car that I am driving is not a reflection of who I am, my self-worth, what I get to have in my life. It's just not. And I remember deciding that I was going to buy a used car. And the reason why I decided to do a used car is because I wanted a really low monthly payment. And I had bought a new car many years prior, and the new car payments were hard for me to afford. So I'd attach these beliefs and ideas that a new car payment is hard to afford because that's how it felt energetically at the time. So it's so interesting looking back on all of this, how my beliefs, my paradigms continue to shape what I'm available for, what I'm not available for. And looking back, I wonder if I had adapted to the belief that not only am I loved and supported and worthy of a better car, but I'm worthy of easily affording a new car payment as opposed to a used car, maybe a lease. I don't know. But your low faith will cut off blessings, because if you don't believe it's possible, you're never going to take the action toward it. And if you don't believe you're worthy of it, you're never going to ask for it because you don't want to feel guilt and shame around it. And if you don't feel like it's safe to receive it, you're not going to want it either, because who wants to go through self-sabotage, right? So your low faith will eliminate some of the potential blessings and good that's available for your life and for your business. The fourth one is insecurity. This is a big one that God has really been working with me on over the last several years, which is being insecure to get help, being insecure for other people and their zone of genius to provide solutions, answers, because yes, God has all the answers and solutions, but also, yes, God loves to use people because people exist for ways for us to be blessed. In fact, is my mug about encouragement here? No, my mug is about grace that I have today. But oftentimes we don't receive help because we're insecure about where our situation circumstance is. So we don't want to be honest with people. We don't tell people where we're at because we feel so guilty and shameful about where we're at that we couldn't possibly receive the help that we actually need. And that insecurity will destroy your business. It'll destroy your personal life. It will destroy all sorts of different pieces. And I just want you to know that someone who is a truly confident person is someone who's not insecure to admit what they don't know, where they need help and how they need help, and what would be helpful to them at that point in time. In fact, some of the very most successful people in the whole entire world have zero ego about what they don't know and zero ego about learning. And I found that a lot of people with insecurity, they're not the best learners and they're afraid to ask for help, and it creates havoc in their life and their business. And I don't want that for you. And that can happen on any level. You know, you can get really confident, like ego, not healthy confident, think you know everything. And that's why I always say that confidence is a muscle. It can always be grown. Faith is a muscle that can be grown, right? So insecurity. The fifth one, which we actually talked about through the lens 2 weeks ago, if you didn't watch that podcast or listen to that podcast, How to Love the Haters and the Naysayers, I talk about how to deal with people who have a negative outlook, a negative attitude. Because complaining, which is the easiest way to look at outlook, is a sign of ingratitude. Because if you're complaining about what is, you're not grateful for the blessings and the fruits that can be harvested from your current situations and circumstances. And so one of the biggest lessons that I have been reminded of recently is the power of gratitude and the dangers of ingratitude, the dangers of complaining, and how those open gateways and doors to cut off love and just go down this spiral of not having enough, not feeling supported, not believing good things are happening, which is just a horrible way to look at your business and your life and destroy a lot of positive forward momentum. And the best way to build gratitude is by just asking and taking the time and saying, okay, God, I'm feeling ungrateful right now. I'm feeling like I want to complain. Please show me all the things that I had to be grateful for and restore my heart to a place of gratitude and love that is anchored into the truth. And whenever you're willing like that, of course, it's going to be shown. Of course, it's going to be answered always and forever. So just remember that. Those are the 5 things I encourage y'all to do: a little mental mindset audit, a little audit over your business, and ask yourself, am I harboring unforgiveness? If so, let's forgive some people. Let's forgive situations. Let's forgive beliefs. Let's forgive whatever we need to forgive to restore that flow of love. Am I judging anybody? Am I judging myself? Let's forgive those pieces as well. How's my faith? Is my faith low or is my faith high? Am I asking or am I not even asking because of my own insecurity? Number 4, am I being insecure? Are there people and places and courses and other things that God has shown me that would bless my life, but my own insecurity is getting in the way to receive that blessing because I'm afraid to be honest with that person or ask that person for help, or to receive that feedback or receive those suggestions, any piece of that. And then number 5 is, where am I ungrateful? Where am I complaining? And let's shift that today back to gratitude, back to appreciation. All right. Beautiful. I hope this brought you so much joy, so much encouragement. Make sure you share this with your friends and family members, whether business owners or not. I would love for you to leave some positive love in the review section on Spotify and on iTunes. Share it with people whose lives can be blessed by it. I love you so much, and I'll see you next week. We're going to talk about how it's not hard. Business is not hard. We're going to talk about hard and why it's not hard. I love you.